Hi, my name is Fraser and welcome to Graphic Card Repairs. So today I have a Gigabyte RTX 3060 Ti, and this card has come for repairs, saying that it crashes when after loading into Windows. Okay. Now I already suspected what the fault is, and there are quite a number of cars that I've already repaired with a similar problem, and especially when it comes to a 3060 Ti. Now, I was wanting to make a video like this because I have repaired cards like this in the past, but I was never able to show it or create a video. Now, since I have my own YouTube channel now, I wanted to create a video because there is no such video out there where it shows a problem like this. So this is a 3060 Ti. We all know it's 8 gigabytes of memory. Now I've already informed the user what is the cause or what is the problem with this card. Now I will test this card before I start working on it. Before I do anything on this card, I will test this card to show what is the kind of problem that you would face. Okay, now let me get my test bench ready. I'll just pause the video and get my test bench ready. I have installed the card on the test bench, and I have connected the HDMI port directly to the card, and that HDMI port connects to my capture card. So I'm going to switch over. Let's reboot. So the picture that you see right now is from the graphic card. So I'll just boot to the correct drive. I will first load into Windows, and I'll show you what exactly is the problem. So loading into Windows should be no issue for this particular card. Probably after installing the drivers, it may crash or it may not show any kind of a display. So let's find out. I'll open Device Manager. So I'll just wait for the drivers to be installed. Okay, so the system has crashed, and let me switch over. Okay, so the system has crashed, and after loading with the drivers for the 3060 Ti, and we don't have any picture. This is one of the symptoms. The second one is the drivers are all okay; they are still loaded. But yet, when we try to play, stress the card or play any games, the system may crash completely. We have another symptom where it will show port 43, but that again will even after when we if it shows port 43, I will show you what will show when we do the stress test. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what it looks like when we try to test test this card. For example, when we run maths or when we run mods, and that's the strange thing. Okay, hold on, I'll just pause this video, and I will switch over to my other camera, because when I run mats or mods, I will have to switch the cable to my internal graphics because there won't be any picture coming out of the card when I run mats or mods. And for my capture card doesn't capture the image that's coming out of my DVI to HDMI converter. So what I'm going to do is I'll pause here and I'll show you. I'll move on to the other camera. Okay, so I've installed the card on the bench, and we will run mats, and we will see what shows up when we run that kind of a test. So I'll boot the card. So the card is booting. I will show you the image in a while. Okay. So Mats is running right now. And this is the thing, Mats will show that it's a pass. Okay, let's run mods. Let's see what we get when we run mods. Okay, so there is this kind of a loop that happens, for which I just have to shut down the card. Okay, so I've shut down the card. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this card from the bench and show you what is the cause of this problem. Okay, so I have gone ahead and removed the cooler, and this is the 3060 Ti. Okay, so I will just clean this memory and show you what exactly is here. Okay, so just a second. Just get rid of this extra thermal pad that's stuck between. So I'm being very gentle while I'm doing that. Okay. And now let me clean this part. So once this is done, I will show it to you under the microscope. Okay, so let me switch over to the microscope. Okay, can you see the memory that's there? Okay, this is the SK Hynix X005. Now, this is a known fault, and especially with the 3060 Ti, this is a very common problem. Now, this X005 is known to have this problem in the GDDR6 memory, and there are different symptoms that are there with this memory, where the the card doesn't detect. Even if we run match and even NVMT, it will still show that everything is working fine. But the problem is this memory. So I will show it to you again. It's this X005 of SK Hynix. So it doesn't matter what the serial number after that is, but it's the same problem with all the X005 issues. So the only solution to this is that we change this memory, or to fix this particular card is to change this memory to Samsung. Okay, so I've already spoken to this user of this particular card, and he has agreed to uh, change these memories to Samsung. So in this video, we are going to do exactly that and see how we can solve the problem that arises from this SK Hynix X005, and how we can solve this by replacing it to Samsung. Now that's not the only thing, we will also be replacing the structure, but that's later. But first, let me just clean the code. Okay then, so I guess we can start off with the repair. Uh, okay, so let's begin. So the memory has been installed. I'll just wait for the card to cool down. Then I'll do a resistance check. After I do the resistance check, then I'll go ahead and change the straps for Samsung memory. So current straps are set for Hynix. I will have to change that to Samsung. So I will show you how I do that. So I'll just wait for the card to cool down. I'll just pause the video and start the video once the card cools down. Okay, so the card has cooled down, and we will do a resistance check. Hope you can see. So about 21 ohms. It's decreasing because the air is still hot. Okay, so we don't have a short. What I'll do is now I'll proceed to change the straps. So if you're not aware, these are the straps. So it looks like the camera was not in the right position, so I'll explain it again. Okay, so these are the straps. These are the straps. Now what we are going to do is we are going to move this resistor. This resistor is in the high position and this resistor is in the high position. So there are three resistors which will normally are at high position. So this one is 101, which is for Hynix. So what we are going to do is we are going to move this resistor here. So we connect this to ground. One of the pin here is to ground, and this one is already connected to ground. So we are going to move this one here to ground again. So let's proceed. The straps have been rearranged. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to test this particular part. There might be others, maybe the soldering in one of the pads I may have missed out or things like that. But I'll just wait for the card to cool down. Once it cools down, I'll go ahead and test the card. So I'll just blow it with some air. This is the fan that I use. It's a battery operated fan, and I think it uses a 3-volt battery. It's rechargeable. Let's cool it down. So I'll just pause the video, wait for the card to cool down. We'll just take the measurement again, the resistance check, and then we'll put it on the bench. Okay, so the card has cooled. I'll just take the measurement. And we have about 21 to 21 ohms, which is fine. It is Samsung. Okay. So I'll switch over to the other camera, where I'm going to show you. I'll only run maths. Maths is good enough for this one. And after we run maths, if it's successful, we will go ahead and boot into Windows. Okay, so I'll pause this video here and switch to the other camera.
Okay, so I have gone ahead and installed the card on the bench. Let me just switch over. So right now what I've done is I've connected the capture card HDMI directly to the card, and the monitor is connected to the internal. So what I'm going to do is I'll watch when the card boots. It will show picture on the card, and once I boot into the maths thing, it will load onto the internal graphic. It will switch over. So that's when I'll show you the monitor. Let me start the card. Okay, so I have artifacts. Uh, I can see it on the capture card. Let me just load. Okay, so it will show me which memory is still not installed correctly, so I may have to correct it, remove it, reball it, and put it back again. So I'm just waiting for the results. Okay, it failed. So I'm just opening the report. Okay, this one. So I'll just switch over to the 3070 version. Okay, I'll just wait for the results again. Okay. Okay, so I have errors on two of the memory banks currently at B0 and D0. So these two are currently showing errors. So I will have to remove them, reball, and put it back again. So what we'll do is we'll get back on the, I'll just switch this off now. So B0 and D0. So I'll switch over back to the microscope. I'll take this card off and we'll proceed from there.
Okay, so we found that there were errors on B0 and D0. So let's take a look. That's A1, A0, B1, B0. That's this one. C1, C0, D1, D0. So I'll just wait for the card to cool down again, and then I'll take resistance, and we'll proceed from there. So I'll just pause the video, wait, I'll just cool the card down, and then we shall proceed. Okay, so the card has cooled down now. We'll take the resistance reading. This thing is still hot. I won't put it on that. Let me switch. Hope you can see the multimeter. Okay, so right now it's at 16, which is fine. The water is still warm, it's not completely cold. So I will go ahead and put it on the bench, and we'll run maths again. So I'll just pause the video here, and we'll switch to the other camera.
Okay, so it's now running maths, but this one will fail. I will go ahead and switch to the other folder and run maths from there. So it looks like this one passed, but that's okay. So I'm switching to the folder that's for 3070 because I don't have specific for 3060 Ti. 3060 Ti and 3070 are more or less the same. Okay, so I'm going to run maths now. So the command that I'm using is maths minus n0 because 0 is because I'm using the card as primary. If I was using it as secondary, I would use minus n space 1. Okay, so after that space minus e and 10. 10 is the 10 megabytes. Okay, so it's running maths now. And it passed again. So I'll switch it off. And I will boot to Windows. Now I will have to pause the video because I have to switch my drive.
Okay, so I've switched into the other drive. I will switch over to my capture card. Okay, it's booting. I'll just make sure that I select the correct drive. So the image that you see right now is from the graphics card. Okay. So I'll load into Windows. Okay. Okay, so and I will go into Device Manager. So I will not run any stress tests right now because I don't have the cooler installed. What I would do is I will only check if the drivers are okay, and where it says it is. Apart from this, I will check Tech Power Up if all the sensors are showing, and that's it for here. I will then shut down the PC and okay, so it says Samsung, which is reading as Samsung right now, and all the sensors are okay. So I'll quickly shut it down. I don't have the cooler installed. I'll clean the card, assemble the card with the cooler, and I will then come back with the stress test. Okay, so I've assembled the card, cleaned it, I've put new thermal pads, and let's go ahead and test it and see how good the repair was, if the new memory that we've installed is good enough. Let's go ahead. I will switch over. Okay, waiting for an image. There you go. So I'm going to boot directly into Windows. Okay. So let's load Device Manager and check our drivers again. Okay, so far so good. Let's open GPU-Z. Okay, it shows Samsung. All the columns are filled, so we don't have anything missing, and all the sensors are showing, which is good. What we'll do is we'll run Heavens, and we'll also run a couple of other stress tests together. So I have firm up running, one end, the other end is waiting for, let me just check. Heavens is still loading. Okay, there you go, Heavens has started. Let me also start Valley. Okay, so all three tests are running, and we don't have any kind of artifacts or anything. So far, everything is looking smooth. The temperatures are normal. I don't see any kind of artifacts or anything that would show me that there's anything wrong. So I think that's it. So I'm going to stress test this card for another hour or so. Keep this running, and then I will conclude. But for this particular video, this is a fix, and I hope you like this video. If you do like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Thank you very much. Have a good day.